Self-seeking Christians do not inherit eternal life. If you are a self-centered Christian, you are not on your way to heaven. You are on your way to hell. The Christian life is to be Christ-centered. It is not to be self-centered. You are not to live for yourself. You are to live for Christ. A person can say things with their lips. They can say things such as, I follow Jesus. Jesus is my Lord. I do what Jesus wants. When the reality is, they follow themselves. They are their own Lord, and they do what they want. Romans chapter 2, verse 8 to 9 says, But to those who are self-seeking and do not obey the truth, but obey unrighteousness, indignation and wrath, tribulation and anguish on every soul of man who does evil, of the Jew first, and also of the Greek. The person who is self-seeking gets what? Indignation and wrath, tribulation and anguish. Self-seeking will destroy you. Self-centeredness will destroy you. Selfishness will destroy you. The Christian life is not to be lived according to the desires of self. The Christian life is to be lived according to the desires of Christ. Self-seeking is to be crucified. It is not to be raised again to be lived from. Galatians chapter 2 verse 20 says, I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. You have been crucified with Christ, church. Your self-life is to be left crucified. It is to remain dead. You are not to live from it anymore. A self-centered person has thoughts that are self-based and not Christ-based. Their speech is self-based and not Christ-based. Their actions are self-based and not Christ-based. They live for themselves. They do what suits them. They seek their own interests above the interests of Christ. They put themselves first. They do not put Jesus first. Such people are not the servants of Christ, and they are not the servants of others. They are the servants of themselves. Don't be deceived. The self-seeking get indignation and wrath, tribulation and anguish. Are you self-seeking? Are you a self-centered Christian? Are you someone who has been born again, yet you live for yourself? Are you someone who is more self-seeking than you are Christ-seeking? If so, it is certain that you shall receive the following: indignation, wrath, tribulation, and anguish. All of your words on how you love Christ, how you follow Christ, will not save you. You will surely perish. So, forsake the self-seeking way and let self-life be crucified. Make Christ the center of your heart, the center of your mind, the center of your words, and the center of your actions. Live for God and not yourself, and everlasting life will be yours. Be Christ-seeking and not self-seeking. Be Christ-centered and not self-centered. Make sure that everlasting life is yours.